Well, good afternoon, Athens/Bogart, Georgia. We got three Caterpillar. We got three Caterpillar mini excavators, a 304, a 305, and a 308. Going to Lubbock, Texas. We're going to Albuquerque, New Mexico, and San Diego, California.
Turn at the first right onto University Parkway towards Statham.
We're going to be heading around here. This is US 29, Georgia 8, Georgia 316. We're going to follow this and merge with I-85. Get on 285 around Atlanta, I-20 on the other side. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to stop in Villa Rica, Georgia. And then we're going to get into Alabama. I want to get into Mississippi tonight, if possible. I mean, Tumsumba would be, Jackson would be better. But even if I only make it to McCalla or Tuscaloosa, I'll be okay with that. I'll be fine with that. I mean, if I can do 200 odd miles today, I'll be perfectly fine with that. But on our way to San Diego. So we got a little bit of rain to deal with. Hey, Nursing on Travel Bug, how you doing? We just left Athens, Georgia. Like I said, we're making our way out to Lubbock, Texas, Albuquerque, New Mexico, and then finally San Diego, California. So we've had a rainy night, rainy morning, up in old good Virginia, right near my old home up in Maryland. I'm originally from Baltimore, so I know a little bit about Northern Virginia. You know, Reston, Tyson Corner, Herndon, Arlington. Yeah, I know a little bit about that area. Yeah, near old Busch Gardens. Getting near King's Dominion, where you start getting in that area. Yep. Know it all too well. And hopefully you're in a nice RV park where it's nice and quiet. And hopefully you're a little bit drier than I am right now. So we got about 52 degrees here. Like I said, we just left Athens, Georgia, from the Caterpillar factory here. Statham, Georgia, right now. Yeah, there we go. I'm going to take my earpiece out here because that apparently gives people a problem sometimes. Yeah, so, we got 3 Caterpillar excavators on the truck. We got a 304, a 305, and a 308. We also have an extra bucket, which is being dropped off with one of the excavators there in Albuquerque. Downtown Statham. Pardon me. So we are on our way westbound here. We got about 1,190 miles to Lubbock, Texas for our first stop. Then we got about 330 miles from Lubbock, Texas to Albuquerque, New Mexico. And then we got about 860-ish miles from Albuquerque to San Diego. So not too bad. I mean, we do have the weekend coming in. It's not miles, it's time. So the clock, as we just generally call it, in a week, in a 7-day period, we have 70 hours that we can work. So that's on duty, fueling, loading, unloading, driving, fueling. All that is on the clock. We have 70 hours to do that in before we are required to do a 34-hour reset, which will give us all 70 hours back. you have to be totally off, doing no work for 34 hours. So basically 1 full day plus 10 hours. Now, in a day, when I start my clock for my pre-trip inspection, whatnot, once I hit that start button, I have 14 hours during that day to do all my work in. Now, inside of that, I'm allowed to drive 11 hours within that 14-hour period. So if that 14-hour period comes, but I did not use all 11 hours, tough luck. You don't get those that extra time. Now, also add to that, I must take a 30-minute break by the end of 8 hours. 8 hours on either driving, on duty, whatnot. I'm required to take a half an hour break, regardless of how I feel, whether I need one or not. I'm required to take a break. At that point in time, I can go back to work, and I'll get typically another 3 hours of my drive clock back. So instead of just having 8, I'll have the full 11. But in that time period, I have to do a 30-minute break. So usually I'll drive 3 hours, 4 hours, whatnot, to make sure I cover that 3 hours. That way the rest of the day is just straight driving. Now, if I do not use
Sharp left onto University Parkway.
If I do not use all the time that I need in that 7-day period,
Sharp right onto University Parkway.
whatever I did not use the seventh day earlier at the beginning of the week, those hours that I did use will come back onto my clock. So in the United States, I could perpetually drive without having to do a reset of my hours of service, as long as I keep gaining some of those hours back. And those hours will vary every day. It sounds complicated, but until you're actually doing it, it's a pain in the neck. So when I start getting down to just, 15, 10 hours at the end of the week, it's like, how many days ago did I start my clock? So let's say today, if we go off today, and let's say I use 9 hours, just as a number. So 7 days from now, I would gain 9 hours back on my clock that I could drive. Well, that's, that A, it comes in handy in figuring that out, but 2, it's also mandatory. So 99% of everybody is using the computer, the ELD, electronic logging device. Now, we are still recording logbooks of, and it doesn't matter to me either way. It's still tracking time. Some guys, the older guys, they don't like the new electronic ones. I think it's just because they can't cheat. They can't just write down whatever numbers they want. So you load it in the morning. That took 3 hours. You stop for fuel, you stop for lunch, you stop to take a shower and do all that stuff. You took 9 hours to get everything that's non-driving done, but you still managed to drive 800 miles in a truck that can only go 600, but you managed to drive 800 miles with the remaining 5 hours you had left on the day. How do you do that? You know, that's the only reason some of these guys complain about, you know, the electronic tracking on there. Now that's the only reason that I can see. I mean, it doesn't bother me one little bit. Rarely do I ever drive 10 and a half hours in a day. Rarely. I mean, most days I have an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours left of drive time when I normally stop. Not B, I'm just a guy doing a job. I'm nothing special, you know. I don't particularly think that a truck driver is doing anything fantastic or amazing. You know, like I said, I've been a pizza cook, a pizza driver, I've been a shift manager. You know, I've been a warehouseman, I've been a landscaper, I've been an arborist. I'm now a truck driver. I've been a warehouseman. You know, it's just a job, and I don't see anything special in it. Ooh, they work long and hard hours. This job as a truck driver is the easiest job I've ever had in my life. I mean, I get to play with some pretty neat toys like excavators and bulldozers and graders and, you know, steamrollers, and I get to drive this truck. I throw a little bit of chain, I put a couple straps on, you know, put a couple bungee cords on things, and I drive. You know, that I don't do anything that special. You know, it's not like I'm you know, driving, you know, medicine to save some poor children up in the, you know, up at the North Pole, you know, facing all kinds of dangers. I mean, the most dangerous thing I'm going to face is going to be going around Atlanta here. No, well, see, that's the thing. Being in an RV, you know, personally, because I like RVing, I hope to get me an Airstream one day. But being in an RV, you have a lot more options than a truck does. Trucks are on a whole lot of restrictions, so we have to plan out where we're going to park a lot more. You know, we cannot go into national or state parks. You know, we can't always get into a Walmart. We can't, you know, there's roads we can't go down where an RV can. You know, I don't mind somebody, you know, people in an RV parking at the truck stop. Fine by them, but I just always kind of counsel it, you know, or qualify it by saying, you know, it's not to be mean or anything. It's not to be snotty or arrogant or rude. It's just saying, you know, we as truck drivers, we have to have a safe and legal place to park. When I mean legal for what trucks are allowed to do. RVs, there's a little bit more latitude with an RV. When you get forced out of some place that is that they don't want you to be at, you don't have to worry about your ELD clock giving you a violation affecting your job. So that's the only thing, The yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, yeah, you understand the issues with being able to get into a place. I mean, that's why I use Google Earth a lot, or Google Maps, so I can look down on where I got to get into. I know the Walmarts that I can get into. I know, those shopping centers I can get into safely. But it's just the main. It's not just the size that we are. It's the fact that because trucks are so heavily regulated, there's just so many things we can't do. You can take your nice big dually pickup truck and your 42-foot travel trailer, your fifth wheel. I mean, I can put the truck down the same road you can. It's whether I'm allowed to or not. That's the issue. That's why we have so many limitations. Oh yeah, harvest hose. Yeah, I mean, yeah, definitely. If you can, see, that's the thing. You just have as an RVer with almost the same size vehicle, there's a lot more freedom and largesse, as it were. Yeah, Cabela's, Cracker Barrel, if you can. Hey, I would love to be able to stop at some of the places. Like I said, certain Walmarts I can get into, but it's just a lot more. It's a lot more limited, and especially when I'm on an oversized load and I have to deal with permits, that makes it even harder. Because now I got to be on very specific roads, and I have curfew time. So, but it's all part of the fun. Even with all the restrictions I got to deal with, just do my job at the most basic level. It's still the easiest job I ever did. I mean, even at the truck stops, I got to make sure either A, I reserve a parking spot, so I have to pay for one, or I stop early enough to where I know I can get a free one. And I prefer a free one, of course, but oh yeah. Well, up here in they're on I-57. They're in Illinois. You come out of right below I-64, down 57. There's a truck stop there. Well, several truck stops right there before you get to I-24, which takes you into Kentucky and Tennessee. There's a Walmart there that has those goals over there. I've seen it. I see it all the time. So that's why we gotta be careful where we go, because trying to turn this stuff around is not it's not easy. All right. Yeah, the Springfield, Illinois is okay. But what's that place called? Mount Vernon, Illinois. Mount Vernon, Marion, that area, that stretch of road, I see them barriers all the time there. I mean, not so much out west until you get into California, Oregon, and Washington, but most of, basically Mississippi River, all the way up until, the three state borders out by the Pacific. Most of them are okay. I mean, it's a little easier to get into. I mean, the best, there's the two Walmarts I really like the most, Colby, Kansas, and Trinidad, Colorado. You know, easy to get into. Treat truck drivers pretty well. They're not real big sticklers on you can't do this, you can't do that. You know, they're okay. Turn that up. But that's why whenever I have a need to stop at a Walmart, you know, if I have to stop at a Walmart or you know, someplace like that, I always call ahead. You know, hey, you know, I'm a truck driver. My GPS says it's okay for overnight parking. To notify the manager, is it still okay? And I've had some say, no, you can't park here. If you do park here, park over in this section. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. There's a few Walmarts that actually have truck parking, which is not bad. I mean, I wish I could park at Buc-ee's. I mean, I would like to go to a Buc-ee's. There's one there in Calhoun, Georgia, right across from the Love's truck stop, but I still have not been able to stop at it yet. And I'm not going up I-75 today, so I'm not going to be stopping by there. Exactly, you know, manners, basic manners. And that's the thing, you know. I don't look at it as, you know, as some truck drivers, you're taking away my free parking. You owe us. It's like, no. It's called manners. You know, call ahead. Even though my GPS may say it's okay to park there, I'll give a call saying, hey, may I park here? Yeah, sure, no problem. I mean, out here in New Mexico, very northwest of New Mexico, there's a town called Farmington, New Mexico. Now, I've parked at the Sam's Club a couple of times because I've called ahead and asked, may I park there overnight? I will park way out of the way, as far away from the entrance door as possible. And they've said, yes, no problem. Here's my company's name. Here's my truck number. Here's the color of my truck, what type it is. Here's my ID. If you have any questions about who's on the property overnight. Hey, no problem, Nurse Travel Bug. You just be safe out there. Enjoy the rain later on. Hopefully you don't get too much of it. You too. Hopefully see you on your channel whenever I can. Remember, I am also the skydiving pickle on my RV channel. So hope to see you then. God bless you both, and we'll see you later. Hey, nice talking to them, as it were. The skydiving pickle, that's me, baby. It was done on a dare. It was done on a dare, so I just went ahead and did it. But, okay, so like I said, we're going to get up here. We're going to merge with I-85. We're going to get on to 285, go around the north side of Atlanta. We'll pass I-70. We'll cross the Chattahoochee River a couple times, get on to I-20. We'll do a load check there, quick bathroom break maybe. We're going to at least get into Alabama today. I mean, like I said, we don't have any restrictions on the time that we need to go. So we can get up as early as we want. We can drive as late as we want. We don't have any curfews on the road for any section of highway. We don't have any speed limitations. We don't have any route limitations because we have a legal size load. So we are not hanging over the edges of it, the sides of it. We are not too tall. We are not too long. We're not too wide. We're not too heavy. So we are good to go. All right, we got a red light up here. We're using our transmission and the engine brake, compression brake, Jake brake, retarder, whatever they want to call it. So we do not actually touch our brakes until we're under 30 miles an hour. And we turn that on and off as we need it. When I get up to speed, we use it. When we are trying to accelerate, we turn it off. Just makes shifting up through the gears a lot more easily. Yes, I'm driving 18 gears, manual transmission. So we are starting off in third gear. Position 1, selector down, splitter back. This person stalled their vehicle. I think maybe they did. So now into fifth gear, 6, a little over 1500 RPM, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th gear. We are still below 20 miles an hour. Turn that down a little bit. And now we're just so like I said, 18 gears that are really usable gears. You know, gear 1 is position 0, so all the way over towards my leg and back. Selector down, splitter to the back. And then splitter to the front, that'll be second gear. Then we move up in the center. It looks like a W on top of an M. So moving to the center all the way forward, splitter down or selector down, splitter back. That's third gear, which is what we're going to stop in because we're on a little bit of an incline here and it's wet. We got a good amount of weight on there. We're running around 40,000 pounds of load on the back on the trailer. So we'll start in third, then we'll put splitter forward, that'll be fourth, splitter back, pull back, that'll be fifth, so third gear, fourth, fifth, 6, 7, 8, we're still below 15 miles an hour. 9th, 10th, selector up, splitter back, shift up. Now we're in 11th gear. 12, down to 13th. We're hitting 30 miles an hour. 14th gear. 15th Up into 15. We're at 40 miles an hour. 45. 50. We're in 16th gear. Pull it backwards. We're now in 17th. 55 miles an hour. We're just going to leave it at 17th for a little bit. Speed limit here in the work zone is 55. So we're just going to maintain that. We're going to turn our Jake brake on. That way we don't have to use the regular brakes on the truck. Let the engine and the transmission do all the work. The only time my foot was on the clutch is when I was sitting at that stoplight. All the gear shifting took place without touching the clutch. It's what's called floating the gears. You put a little bit of pressure in the direction you want to go on the stick. You let off the accelerator a little bit. That causes a little piston in the transmission to move back and forth, shifting the gear back on the fuel, and it engages the transmission, and away you go. All right. So coming up here on the traffic, we're below 50 miles an hour. So push the stick forward, off the gas, into gear, back on the gas. Pull our splitter to the back, off the gas, on the gas, drop another gear, back down to 15. I'm trying to make sure I maintain a good distance between me and everybody in front because the road's wet, visibility's down a little bit. The more space I have in front of me, the better. I'm safer. And because I make myself safe, everybody else benefits. It may sound selfish. It may sound a little bit, unfeeling or uncaring about anybody else on the road, but I look out for my safety first. Everybody else benefits from it. I keep myself from having an accident. They don't get hit. Now, how they drive, I can't control that, but engine brake is doing its to 11th. We're near 21 miles an hour. Now we will hit our actual physical brakes. And that's the smoother way, the safest way, keeping my brakes cold, keeping my brakes dry, keeping my brakes working as best I possibly can. So when I do need them in an emergency, they're at the peak performance they could possibly be. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, past 25 miles an hour, 13, 14, passing 35, 15, passing 40 miles an hour, 45 miles an hour into 16th gear, 50 miles an hour into 17. See these brake lights up ahead, so I can't see around the corner. So we're not going to be accelerating. That light's flashing there, so we're going to shift it back down to 15th. Let the engine brake do the work. Cedars Road. Drop it down into 15 again. The Shelley-Harmon intersection. What this guy's doing on the side of the road. Forgot to turn his reefer off or on. And here comes some more downpour. All right, this is Lawrenceville, Georgia, right off to our left on the other side of these trees here. For about the next 2.5 miles. 45, shift back up into 16th gear. Gwinnett County Airport. Bring it down to 17th. Alrighty. There's the airport right up to the left here. And basically downtown, it's about 45 degrees off to the left right there. Bring it back down to 16th gear. Georgia Gwinnett College. Like I said, we get out to you'll see, we're gonna do about 200 to 300 miles today after we picked up. All day Friday, we're going to do about a 650, 660 mile day tomorrow and Friday. Get somewhere in Texas. Then Saturday, we'll do about half a day Saturday, roughly. Half to 3/4 of a day Saturday. Get as close to Lubbock as I can. Find a place to park for Saturday evening, all of Sunday, because I won't be able to deliver on Sunday or Saturday. And then Monday morning, make my delivery in Lubbock. I got about a half a day, about 330 miles to Albuquerque, which I should be able to make my second delivery on Monday as well, if there's no issues. Then from Albuquerque to San Diego, that's about 865 miles, give or take. So that'll mean I can deliver early afternoon, midday in San Diego on Wednesday. And if everything goes smoothly there, I have a slight possibility of picking up Thursday afternoon, or Wednesday afternoon, sorry. Wednesday afternoon, after I deliver in San Diego. Might be go up to Long Beach again. Not. And like I said, then we'll see what kind of load we get out of California. If I'm really lucky, they'll just get me out of California back towards Phoenix or Tucson. That would be even better as far as I'm concerned. Or even back up to Las Vegas. Pick up a load out of there. But we won't know until that happens. But whatever, you know. We'll see. We'll see. So we got about 15 miles back here to I-285, which is the ring road, the perimeter, the beltway, whatever you want to call it, around Atlanta. We got about 62 miles to Villa Rica. Hey Huawei, how you doing? So we got about 62 miles to Villa Rica, Georgia. We got a Pilot Flying J there. We're gonna get a scale ticket. Lori's Crochet Corner number 2. How you doing, ma'am? So like I said, we're gonna get out there, we'll top up our fuel, our DEF, get a scale ticket, then we'll see how far into Alabama, maybe Mississippi we get today. I'm not really in a rush, you know, as per se. Pumpkin Festival near Stone Mountain Park. That's all right, Lori. I do a live stream when I can. I still don't have the best of internet to do edited videos anymore, or to be able to do the cooking show like I would like to do, but that's the way it is. Like I said, we're heading on out to Texas, New Mexico, and California with this load. Or more to the point, these 3 loads. Well, I do too, but like I said, not having internet that I can rely on, and probably the number one reason, that time slot that I normally did that with, I'm talking with my wife. I'm doing a video dinner with my wife, so you gotta make them choices. Either you talk to the wife or you talk to everybody else in the world. I think I should be forgiven for choosing my wife over everybody else, I hope. But unless I can find internet that is reliable, that is affordable, and they'll let me use the device to connect to the internet that I have or want to use, besides a home unit, which is almost impossible to use in the truck. You know, so it's it's just not, you know, the options are the 2 companies I had used in the past, both of them kind of crapped out on me. You know, A, it was either too expensive but very reliable, or half as expensive and about 99% reliable, but both of them stopped supporting the type of device I was using to connect to the internet, connect to the cell phone signal. So trying to use a home unit with all those stand-up antennas, having to plug into a regular AC outlet, which I really can't do going down the road, and not expect it to break. Oh, lordy, lordy, lordy. Look at all them red lights up there. Oh, that sucks. That absolutely sucks up there. So we got a lot of traffic to deal with. A lot of people come to a standstill. So in approximately 10 miles ahead, we're going to get on to 285 around the north side of Atlanta. Which is why I don't think I would make a whole lot of progress today. Yeah, different kind of red light there. Well, we will do the best we can given the conditions on the road. I mean, no, my wife is not with me right at the moment, so a pain in the neck. I'd prefer to have her here, but at the moment, not possible. Alrighty. So, just like this morning, heading out to Athens, Atlanta traffic to deal with. Off to my right is Duluth, Georgia. Turn that down on that. So like I said, right at this moment in time, this is the only time my foot will ever be on the clutch is when I come to a stop. That's the only time my foot is on the clutch with all the shifting through up through basically 16 of the 18 gears. I'm not that heavy that I need the gear 1 or 2. But we have basically 7 hours of drive time available to us at the moment. So if we figure out, even with this speed here, if we figure 55 miles an hour, we can still do about 370 miles. 380 miles remaining for the day. But I'm not going to be driving that late into the night. Hey, what about me? Don't I get an omelet? Which, if I am lucky, I'll be able to stop by a grocery store somewhere. I gotta give me some eggs. I don't have any more on the truck. Oh well. It's not as glamorous as it looks or sounds. Yeah, that golden white little microbus there is blowing more smoke than Cheech and Chong's van. Pardon me. All right, so like I said, we do another 200 miles. We do another 200 miles today. I said out to Tuscaloosa, Alabama, or McCalla, somewhere like in that area. I'll be A-OK. I say we're going to do a full long day's drive tomorrow. 650, 660, miles in that area.
We said the left lane's a block. Info.
What yardstick we looking at?
God damn. If it's Jimmy Carter, it's 99.
All right, 10-4, thank you.
Second wreck is on the right, so there's a lot of swerving.
Second and third lane over from the right is best. Well, apparently we got a lane closure or 2-lane closure up here on the left-hand side near the Jimmy Carter Expressway or highway, whatever they want to call it. And apparently there's something on the right-hand side as well. So it's kind of which way you go. So we're gonna stay right in this lane for the moment. If I need to get over one to the left, I'll do that. But anybody all the way over to the left-hand side, in the express lane or the quote-unquote fast lanes, they're gonna have to move over to the right no matter what they do. You get all the same stupid things just like in normal life. There's a little bit worse on the CB. What they call CB Rambos. Big talking behind the mic, but I've heard them people on there. Oh yeah, you're a big talker. How about you get out and we meet up here at this next exit and I'll kick your butt. And it's like, what is wrong with you people? Just and we're gonna get over right here right now, so because the right lane ends, these guys are gonna want to come over, and we're gonna try to muscle our way over to the left here if we can. Sometimes you got to be forceful and just muscle your way on over. Just use the size of the truck just to do it. There we go. Sorry, Lexus, I'm coming over. You will wait for me. Thank you very much. Say sometimes we just gotta just go slow. Just keep creeping over. All these people in the little Toyotas and Volkswagens and Lexus and Chevys and whatever else they're driving, they can be a little bit patient and let us over, and we'll all get through here nice and safe, nice and easy. Alrighty. I didn't know she drove a Lexus. I think since it's thank you there, Lone Star. Appreciate it. This guy driving this International Lone Star. He left the space for me because he saw how it is. Kind enough to let me over. I appreciate it. Makes it a whole lot easier to get things done when people are just a little bit curious on the road. Oh, really? Cool, cool, cool. Yeah, so it's just going to take a little bit longer to get where we need to go. But Atlanta, we got to go through Birmingham. We got to go through Shreveport. And then, like I said, we got to work our way up to Lubbock. Then we got to deal with Albuquerque. Then we got to work our way down to Los Angeles, down to San Diego. Oh well, we will get it done as safely, as rapidly as we can. So before the phone battery dies, I'm going to say thank you all for joining me. I do appreciate it. Not that there's a lot to see besides Atlanta traffic. So until next time, God bless. I appreciate you all. Y'all have a good day. We'll talk to you later.